Hello pilot, W here. In this Vtol VR tutorial, I am pleased to introduce you to the A10D and instruct you on how to start it up. Please note that cold start instructions are valid as of February of 2025 and may change during the development of this mod. Let's begin by turning the battery to the on position. It's going to get pretty loud in a moment, so let's lower the canopy. Now, let's turn the APU to the on position. It's time to start the engines. Spool up the left engine. Once the left engine has achieved adequate RPM, start the right engine. Now that we have power, let's start some of our systems. Turn on both the multifunction displays. Next, let's turn on the A10D's heads-up display and helmet-mounted queuing sight. The missile warning system, jammer power, radar warning receiver, and countermeasures dispenser should be set to the center position. Let's go into more depth regarding the A10D's countermeasure dispenser system. There are 3 dispenser modes: manual, semi-automatic, and automatic mode. When set to automatic, the aircraft will determine the release program and will automatically release countermeasures when a missile has been launched at the aircraft. Note that chaff will only be automatically released when the locking radar is on the 3-9 line. Semi-automatic mode will determine the release program, but the pilot must manually release countermeasures. Manual mode allows the pilot to adjust the release program and requires the pilot to manually release countermeasures. Next, we will discuss how to adjust the countermeasures program. Now, you can adjust the amount of chaff and flare released and the interval they will be released in using the highlighted buttons. Return the dispenser power to the center position. Before we move on, set the RWR power to the forward position. This will mute the RWR. The A10D is capable of carrying the short variant of the ALQ-184 self-defense jamming pod. Earlier, you turned on the jammer. This will be confirmed by the Countermeasures Set Control Panel, or CMSC. Cycle through the jamming modes with the highlighted button. The ALQ-184 can be set to 3 different priority modes. SAM will prioritize long-range surface-to-air radars, Air will prioritize airborne radars, and AAA will prioritize short-range surface-to-air radars and radar-guided anti-air artillery radars. Another feature of the A10D are the engine and APU extinguishers. If you experience an engine or APU fire, pulling these handles will extinguish the fire and shut down the turbine. Let's familiarize you more with the Warthog. Power on the TGP. Right next to the TGP power is the master arming switch. On top of the left dashboard is an emergency jettison button. This will jettison everything except for your TGP, ALQ-184, and AIM-9 sidewinders. The lower right dashboard includes your fuel display. You can specify if you want to display internal, external, or total fuel. The right panel contains your Control Display Unit, or CDU. You can input ILS, autopilot, laser codes, and control radio frequencies here. Alright, you're ready to taxi. Set the parking brake located on the left panel to the off position. Begin taxiing to runway 10 and line up with the center line. A10D rotates at 140 knots. Set your flaps to 1 and begin your takeoff roll. You're airborne. Raise your landing gear and your flaps. Thank you for installing C-137's A10D mod for Vtol VR. You now know how to cold start the Warthog. If you haven't already, check out the F-16C mod. We also included a link in the workshop descriptions if you'd like to buy us a copy. We appreciate your support.
You